episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. This morning I am making pecan apple crumble cake. Here's what we need. I've been busy gathering up all my ingredients, weighing and measuring, not weighing, but measuring. Two of the ingredients I'm going to do while other things are going on, which is finely chopping pecans, because in one of my previous episodes I showed you one way to finely chop is to use a mortar and pestle, or you can get your food processor out. That's easier. And the other time-consuming thing is going to be peeling, coring and grating an apple. To me, if you're going to grate the apple, you don't really need the core out of it anyway. So those two things are going to be done on the go. So gather up all those ingredients, your measuring spoons, your cups. I've got everything pretty much lined up in front of me on my bench here. I'm going to get my mixer out, and today we are going with Team Square Pan. Grease and line it. Get your oven onto a moderate temperature. Moderate is 180, or in my case 160, because I treat mine fan forced. Alright, we're going to go get everything and let's get to it. Okay, so our first step is to get our 250 grams of melted butter. Just melt it in the microwave to soften it slightly. If it starts to look like that, it's soft enough. Our 3/4 of a cup of caster sugar and our 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to put all of those into our mixer, and we're going to get going with that. So let's go. Okay, you'll have to excuse me today because not only am I feeling a bit tired, but I don't normally work in the morning. But not only is it that I don't normally work in the morning, it's that I'm going into a new job today, which is just as well. So a little bit of nerves and excitement. So I've slept in, but I want cake. Not that I'm going to be eating before I go to work, but it'll at least be ready. So pop all this into your mixer, your 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, put that on to start and speed it up. Everyone probably knows how to peel an apple, so just the easiest way is to just literally grab your potato peeler, and as I always say, go for gold. There's many different graders. I've got this really cool one, which I like because everything goes into the bottom, so easy. There we have it, 1 grated apple. Winning. Once the mix is starting to look light and fluffy, like it is now, grab those 2 eggs and one at a time add them. As you may know, I like to crack them into a teacup. Teacups are not just for tea. And pop it in. Once the first one's mixed in goes your second one. Perfect. Okay. Now, the next step, we're going to go for a bit of a barrage of things. Fold in our sifted flours and soda. So when it comes to sifting, I have this really cool sifter thing over a bowl. So our flours are actually our 1.5 cups of plain flour, excuse my camera angles today. I have different light coming into my kitchen at different times, so sometimes everything doesn't look so good lighting-wise. Gotta remember, I don't have a TV studio, so hopefully I can be forgiven for that one. Alright, 1.5 cups plain flour, 1/2 cup of self-raising flour, and 1 teaspoon of bicarb. Now, when it comes to apples for cooking, most of the time it is a Granny Smith that you would use. You could use a different apple. Lately I've been trying to have an apple a day, and I've bought some really nice apples. They were either a Gala or a Pink Lady, but they would give it more of a sweeter taste. Okay. Just get a spoon or your clean fingers and push that through it. Yeah. There you have it. Alright, let's go back over to our mixer. You feel like you're on a bit of a mission in my very small kitchen today, I'm sure. Okay, start and put that in very slowly. And alternate it with your 1 cup of milk. So obviously you're not adding too much dry at once. Perfect. Okay. Once all that is in, spread half the cake mix into the greased and lined pan. Okay. An unbelievably thick batter. Okay. Now I do love my pink spatula, so that is why I'm going to be using it. So just leave whatever's stuck on there for now. Now, because for some reason my mixer, this was why I was so reluctant to use it, it actually doesn't always reach to the bottom. So what I like to do, grab yourself in there, is just make sure, because it doesn't always reach all the way to the bottom. So I always give it just an extra stir for good luck. I mean, obviously, if butter doesn't melt, butter is going to melt through it, but I think probably better off trying to have it all mixed in. Okay, so half of this is going to go on the bottom of a greased and lined square pan, Team Square Pan. Isn't it really funny how everything's come about, like teams and that? We had this discussion at work the other day. Last week when I made the honey, can't English this morning, I apologize. The honeycomb log, we had this little discussion because I said it said to use a honeycomb bar, and it was a choice between crunchy and violet crumble. And I done a little bit of a survey with my lovely young girls at work, and the majority came in like me. They preferred a crunchy over a violet crumble. Interesting. Maybe we should create a poll on it one day. So many different options. Alright, so half of our batter goes in there. On top of that, we are going to sprinkle with half of the pecans and the brown sugar and cinnamon. Okay, well, I have not done my pecans yet, so let's go back over the other side and get those ready. Backtrack a bit. I thought I read that. Add the grated apple and sultanas, mixing thoroughly. There's supposed to be apple and sultanas in that, and apple goes like that very quickly. So to redeem myself, I am going to just put it on the top and then put the rest in the middle and the other and mix it in. I'll show you after what it ended up looking like. This is why I always say, people, read your recipe. We're not perfect though. Oh well, some people are, but not me. Okay, so we need 1 cup of finely chopped pecans. So best thing to do is to dip half your packet in. This is a real good stress reliever job. Pound them up a little bit. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, I probably have told you once before, you should consider getting one if you're planning on cooking a lot. You don't need to go out and buy the most fanciest of everything, but if you've got just even a little budget, what I normally do is every week while I'm out, I'll try and buy something for the kitchen. I probably haven't for a couple of weeks now. Maybe because I've bought so many things all at once, I don't really know, but I'm always on the lookout for different things that I can use, and mainly because I buy such cheap things, quite often you do need to replace them a lot more than your expensive things. Things like measuring cups you can never really have enough of. To me, probably my next big thing that I am going to need to buy is going to be more measuring jugs, because you cannot get a 3/4 cup. You've got a 1/2 cup and you've got a 1 cup. So many recipes need a 3/4 cup. So if you don't have a 3/4 cup, naturally you need to use a jug. And the unfortunate thing with most of my jugs is that they all have lost their wording. So that makes them then only good for holding things in that I don't need to measure or that I've already measured. One of the things about cooking is having everything ready before you go. As I said, I would have done this a lot earlier, but then it sort of does delay making the cake as well. Okay, I don't think they need to be super fine. I'm quite happy with that at that level. You want to taste the pecans. Okay, now with these pecans, I have got to put brown sugar and some cinnamon in, so I need a bowl. Look, it doubles as a bowl as well. That's what I mean. Go out and buy yourself one today. Maybe not today, maybe on the weekend. Alright, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I think this is one of those cakes in wintertime. Things with apple are so good. And you could probably have this hot as well. Some nice ice cream or whipped cream. Yes, I'm sounding very hungry. That's probably because I am. Whoops, that would be the equivalent of our 1/2 teaspoon. Right, give that a really good mix through. Okay, let's go back over to our cake pan. Now, in case you're wondering, my kitchen is not as big as you think it is. You see me going from one bench to the next, to the oven. It's about 2 large steps, but you know what? Everything functions. Alright, 1/2 of that over the top. God, that looks really good. Bit more for luck. Beautiful. Alright. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. Put the rest of the cake mix over the top, dollop it on. So what I've done is I've just stirred the rest of the apple and the sultanas in. I'd say no one will know the difference, but everyone that watches this video will know. So I can't really say it's my little secret because it's not. Spread that. This is why I love this spatula. Once again, it wasn't an expensive one. It came with a magazine where I got a lot of recipes from. Shout out to Superfood Ideas. Best thing about that magazine, everything was so easy to make. No fancy ingredients. And that's what I like. I like simple things where I don't need to go on a world search to get ingredients. Okay. Last step is sprinkle the topping on. This is going to cook for an hour. Ironically, I leave for work in an hour and 7 minutes. No pressure. Alright. Fantastic. Stick around and I'll show you the end result. See you soon. Bye. Okay, so I gave that only 49 minutes. As you can see, it's burning. So I've taken it out. That looks really yummy. I can't wait to taste that later. Enjoy and thank you for watching. Bye.